Hello guys and welcome. I'm gonna do a little settings video for you guys and show you how I have my settings. There is no wrong and right when it comes to this. Settings are very optional depending on what you like. Um, but as a professional player, I think I have some insight and maybe some things I can help a few of you guys. D3, D11, this is something that's very specific. Like it could be good for you, it could be bad for you. I have it disabled because I feel like I'm taking a decent hit to my FPS if I have it enabled. You gotta try it out, man. Anti-aliasing off, vertical sync disabled. This is not good for paladins or like FPS gaming in general, in my opinion. World detail on medium. For a lower lag, medium is more than enough. It's lower medium than this for me. Shadow detail. This is something that I've turned off recently, but this is basically wall hack in game. If you put it to maximum or very high, you'll get to see shadow through walls, and it kind of gives you a big advantage. But Hi-Rez has been looking into removing shadows entirely lately, due to that fact that it breaks the game in that way. And yeah, I just decided to turn it off, see if my FPS helped, but it's kind of the same. Texture detail, I have it on low. I think that makes sense. It's just simple gaming experience, You want to have little graphical things flying around, like in the same in the particle detail. You don't want too much, but you need to have enough. And load, like you could put it higher, but if it takes a bit hit to your FPS, it's not really worth it. The particle detail is medium because there's a few projectiles in the game that aren't visible on low, so you gotta have it on medium. I think it's like a Drogus rocket. I think it's like Brazilian launcher. It won't basically show on the low settings. So yeah, and there's some other stuff as well. So have it medium. Shader quality. This is a weird one. There's a post about this. I think it's on Reddit. Where like some of the settings are way better on medium than on low. Like it's kind of ridiculous. Like on low, it gets very like blurry, and on medium it gets like very clear. So medium is definitely way better here. Like it's way better. Gamma, this is also very like, what do you want to do? I have it at 30. Always put it on 30 every time I launch the game. It's something that I've gotten used to. The basic is like 22, I think. Like when you turn on the game, and it doesn't really stick from ever when you turn on the game again. So yeah, I mean it's very like up to you. I like to have it a little bit more bright so I can see the enemies clearer. Well, at least that's how it works for me. Again, up to you. Field of view. This is also like optional. Most of the pro gamers had 120, me included, but I knew that some of the American players had 115, 110, and the idea was like it's easier to aim or it's better like that. But use 120 guys, especially if you're a tank player. It really makes a big difference. Sound, like the music volume should be off. As a professional gamer, you don't want to have music in the way, or like even a high level competitive gamer. Disable character music volume. Some characters have music, turn that off. Notification should be low. Nothing special here. This is all tied together. There's not enough sound options in Paladins, to be honest. They should add more. This is also like you can have speakers or headphones, but it doesn't make any difference, honestly. If you want to be in the voice chat, just enable this and have a push to talk button. Don't be that guy that makes a lot of sounds in the lobbies. Let's go in here. Game tips. Many people have this on still, even though they played the game for many years. Disable this. You don't need it. It just gets in the way. Damage numbers on. I've tried to play without. It's kind of interesting, but it's also very annoying when you're like shooting behind a corner and you don't see your damage number pops up. You don't really know what you're doing. So I keep it on. Combat log is up to you. I just don't. I'm not used to having it, so I've had it on for a very long time. So yeah. BGS input type, also up to you. I like the old one, so that's a legacy one. But there's a new one that's apparently like it's technically better, but I'm used to the old one, so I'd rather not change it. Scoreboard advanced. You just get more info. It's better. Player health, very important. Keep it on. Makes it easier for you to see people. Centered skill bar. This is also like you could have it in I think it's the bottom left or bottom right corner. Um, or you can have it in the middle. The old school players are used to having it in the middle, and I'm one of those. So keep it in the middle for that sake. If you want to be the same as us. Disorder. Default or legacy here. I keep it legacy. It's like in the order with things shows up here. Keep it legacy. If you're used to that, no reason to changing things up. Team UI, turn it on. It's very important to see like if who's alive and who's dead. Very, very important. Death markers. I disable this. Many people like to turn it on to see where their teammates die. My problem with this is that it leaves a mark on the screen. So if someone is behind that mark, you can't see something. It's very annoying. So I've disabled this. Heal feed. It's like off middle button. I have it in the middle. It's basic. I like it. Yeah, disable auto purchase. Bloom is terrible in Paladins. Turn it off. This is not very good either. Disable the rectile change over target. Rectile. This is like whatever. Do what you want. Do what you want. Toggle zoom. Use preventive filter. Like, oh, this is one that's actually very important. This one, show card on cooldown. Very, very important. Enable that. Then you get the like when you have like a cooldown card, like a card in your loadout, it will show on the bottom right side of the screen. For example, if you have failed save with Barrick and it has a cooldown, you'll see how long the cooldown is before you can drop below that threshold to get your dash again. Very, very good. You need to have this on for sure. Show colorize on team health bar. Enable it. It's nice as a healer to see who you should heal and who you shouldn't, based on them being colorized. Always play on Steam. Don't play on Epic Store. It gives you way worse FPS. Don't do that. Honestly. Go to properties. Here we have something called launch options. I have some settings in here. I won't go through all of them. It's kind of complicated. I'm gonna post this in the description below. So yeah, just Google them, see what they do, see if that's something you want. Nosplash and nomansky is something I think everyone should have. But yeah, you can also change your maximum FPS in the game by going to properties, local files, browse, go to chaos game, config, then the default engine. Press Ctrl F, search for 175. Max smooth frame rate. This is the one you need to change your maximum FPS. Don't put it too high. Dropping frames in the game is really, really bad. So if you're playing at 200 FPS and you're dropping down to 160 during a fight, your aim is going to be off. It's not going to be good for you. So put it at something that's sustainable. I'd rather have it at 150 instead of 175 if it wouldn't work. I get a 240 Hz monitor, so I like to put it at 240 because I have a really good computer, but you know, doesn't always work. Alright, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys. See you guys later. Bye.